So, Caitlin Clark once again is the most talked about athlete this week after she was not chosen for the 2024 Paris Olympics team. The team of 12 consists of stars like Asia Wilson, Diana Taurasi, and Brittany Griner, just to name a few. But many believe Clark should have made the list not necessarily for her basketball talents, but the eyeballs that she would bring to the Olympic Games for women's basketball. Rodney, do you believe that it was a mistake to leave Caitlin Clark off the Olympic list?
Is a pig's ass pork? Hell yeah, it was a mistake. Listen, there are players that have made this team who have not played a second of WNBA basketball this season, right? Earlier this year in the FIBA qualifiers, the women's team won on a buzzer beater over Belgium. So this tells me that the gap between the WNBA players and the female players who have won the last 8 Olympic gold medals is maybe shortening just a little bit. It's shrinking just a little bit, right? And what I've learned from the men's team is that you need to have young players in the pipeline who are learning on the job and also have the ability to make an impact every now and again. That's the reason why Tyrese Halliburton is on this year's men's Olympics team. I'm not going to talk too much about the fanfare and the eyeballs and the marketing aspect of it. I think from a competitive standpoint, it makes all the sense in the world to have Caitlin on the team.
Okay, before I even get into my notes, who do you think should be left off if Kate?
I think Chelsea hasn't played the entire this entire season, so I don't understand how she makes the team. I saw somebody make an argument that there's a camaraderie element, and the Aces have 3 players on the team who are who made the Olympic team, but the Aces are 5-5. They're playing 500 basketball right now. So do we want 3 Aces on the team? I mean, obviously Asia Wilson is a given, but I don't know.
Okay, so because the Olympics are every 4 years, you don't feel like what a player has done leading up into that point, what Chelsea Gray was able to do last season matters?
Yo, I think Chelsea is incredible. Please do not misconstrue what I'm saying.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. That's what I learned in therapy. You got to ask.
You're in therapy. I did not. Yeah. I didn't know you were therapized. I just feel like you need to have young players in the pipeline in order to make the team in 4 years more prepared. You never know like who's gonna be there in 4 years, who's gonna be injured, and so to not have anybody under the age of 26 on this team, I think that's a huge miss.
Well, I think that you have some of your younger women on as alternates because it's being reported that Caitlin Clark will be an alternate. But I do feel like this is not about the WNBA. This is about the U.S. women's national team. They are about winning gold medals. It's not about getting eyeballs. I don't understand how people are like, this is a bad marketing opportunity. Stephen A. Smith. It doesn't make sense. These are the 12 best women's basketball players that you have right now representing the United States. They have to be on the team. I'm sorry, Caitlin Clark does not make the cut.
That is extremely short-sighted. Yo, the 92 Olympic team. No, seriously, no nonsense, right? Okay. The 92 Olympic team. I won't mention Christian Laettner and Shaquille O'Neal. I think that's a moot point. I think the thing that the 92 Olympic team really did was globalize the game in a way that now you see people from Serbia and Yugoslavia playing at a high level because they were so inspired by that team that they saw, right? Seeing Michael Jordan, seeing Scottie Pippen, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, so on and so forth. Their presence in the Olympics globalized the NBA sport in a way that now NBA players are some of the most popular outside of football, soccer, however you want to call it, in the world. It globalized the game. You had an opportunity to do that with Caitlin Clark. People internationally want to know who this phenom is. They've been hearing all of this noise about from America because our news does travel. So being able to get a firsthand look at her and potentially her breaking out playing with adequate teammates because her team in Indiana is trash, seeing how she plays with other elite talent, I really think there was a huge missed opportunity to globalize even further the women's game.
Well, I feel like Andrea Carter made a good point. Caitlin Clark would be on the bench on that team. She would ride the bench throughout the Olympics. So then I think that would be another issue that people would have. They would find a reason to be upset with that. I'm not knocking the U.S. women's national team. I think that they made the best decision. Because if you think about the 4 rookies that have made the Olympic team, you should know them. They are the best of the best. Hall of Fame caliber. Can you name them?
It's Diana, it's Candace, it's Stewie, I believe, and yes. Is it Brittany Griner?
No, Rebecca Lobo.
Respectfully, yes. Rebecca Lobo had a phenomenal career, but she's like the women's Patrick Ewing, and I'm just not a Patrick Ewing fan like that. That's all I'm gonna say. Caitlin Clark is averaging 17, 5, and 5. If she were to keep these numbers up for the entirety of this season, she would be one of 5 players in WNBA history, not rookies, in WNBA history to average that stat line. She's been playing phenomenally with a whole bunch of misfits. So I want to recognize how great she has been playing. It's not like she's been stinking it up in the WNBA. So let's kind of release that thought.
So to recap, you feel like Caitlin Clark should be in, and Chelsea Gray should be out.
I think if you've been injured for an entire season, like Kawhi Leonard should not be on the Olympic team because he wasn't able to finish the NBA season. Like, that's just how if you're incapable physically of playing, then why are you making the team? That's my belief. Y'all let us know your thoughts. Do you feel like it was a huge miss for Caitlin Clark to not be on the USA women's basketball team?